You're listening to the Active Roles radio program, local kids taking active roles in their communities through theater and the arts. On today's show, Edie and Kelly Sue tame a mean girl and get to the bottom of her bullying ways on an episode of The Weird and the Wonderful. But first, what happens when a killer clown threatens a local school? The story you're about to hear is based on actual events and told by the people who have lived through it, but has been fictionalized for dramatic effect. What happens when the unthinkable, the truly terrifying, strikes in a sleepy little rural community? Everyone processes the threat differently, and the details ultimately get churned through the rumor mill. But what is it like to go from ordinary small-town life to something out of a Stephen King thriller?
Well, first of all, we take any threat very seriously.
Principal Douglas Aston.
We have zero tolerance for this sort of behavior from students, but when it's an outside force, well, that has to be dealt with legally. We didn't immediately know what we were dealing with.
I mean, it was serious.
Julia Buck.
This man, this killer clown targeted our school. He created a Facebook page and started issuing threats that were so severe, they immediately closed the school for a day to deal with it. Everyone was just frozen with fear. You didn't feel safe anymore. At literally any moment, a clown could pop out of the bushes and get you. So yeah, everyone took it seriously.
No one took it seriously.
Cortasia Hilson.
Are you kidding me? Now, I don't go to that school, but I live in the same town. And pretty much everyone thought the whole thing was a complete joke. I mean, first off, if you're a killer clown and you actually want to kill people, you don't warn them first. What kind of killer does that? No. A killer clown wants the element of surprise, like a Jack-in-the-Box, you know. Well, actually, I guess a Jack-in-the-Box kind of warns you with the song it plays first. So maybe a killer clown pops out of an ice cream truck or something. Surprise, you're dead.
The fact is, at the time, this threat only existed on Facebook. Nobody ever actually saw the clown. It was all online.
I saw the clown.
Shyla Hayden.
His name was Jingles. He had this, demonic face, and he was carrying an axe, and his whole outfit had these little jingly bells all over it. He followed me home through the park one day, just as it was getting dark outside. He carried a machete everywhere he went. Later, they found out that he used to be a knife juggler in the circus, until one day he had a fight with his partner, and he was distracted, and he tossed the machete to him during his act, but he was too close and it killed the guy. The circus fired him, and he slowly lost his mind. I mean, it all makes perfect sense. When it was said and done, it turned out that this particular clown had come over from Illinois. Back when he was a kid, I think, the 70s, his mom had thrown a birthday party for him and hired a clown, Pogo the clown. But the whole day he didn't care because his older brother was supposed to be there, but he never showed up. Later, his brother was found murdered with an axe by John Wayne Gacy, the clown killer, otherwise known as Pogo the Clown. Gacy went to prison, but the little boy at that party never recovered from his brother's death. He started dressing like a clown and roaming around town until he started carrying an axe, the same one that killed his brother. And an angry mob ran him out of town, jingling all the way. It It was a matter of time, really, before it became the very thing that he hated most.
The guy who made the Facebook page, this killer clown, was just some 40-year-old guy living in his parents' basement, gaming on his computer 24 hours a day. Got bored and decided to try to scare some kids. End of story.
The students came up with some pretty interesting theories, but none of them were even close to correct. The good news was that instead of making up rumors about each other, they were focusing on something else for a change. It created a sort of camaraderie. Instead of being divided against each other, it sort of united them around a common foe. We had fewer interpersonal problems land in the principal's office that week.
No, you have no idea.
Brooklyn Torres.
This whole clown scare impacted my entire family. You might have heard of my dad, Coco the Killer Clown. Well, he has not been able to get a single gig since the whole thing broke loose. He is a professional, not some chump on the street who decided to go to the Spirit Halloween store and put on some costumes to scare a bunch of kids. No, he has had years of experience, and now, thanks to a bunch of amateurs, everyone is too afraid to hire a killer clown for anything. It was right before Christmas when all this happened. He has a family to think about. My whole family. We were all outraged.
In the end,
In the end,
they got the guy and reopened the school. But my family's Halloween was already destroyed. You see, we were planning on going as a ringmaster, a jester, and a lion. But no, we couldn't do that anymore because it's not safe to be dressed as anything clown-like in public.
In the end, it was nothing but a hoax. Fake news. I could have told you that from day one. Yawn.
In the end, it ended up being a positive thing. Because of all the trouble this guy created for the clowning industry, people losing long-standing gigs and whatnot, it mobilized my dad and several of his friends to band together and form the country's first ever National Union for Clown Artists, local number one located right here in town. They're working hand in hand with the entertainment industry to put in place protections and benefits for legitimate member clowns. So as bad as things got, at least something good came out of it too.
In the end, the clown ended up getting Timmy Smith. Nobody has seen him since. They found one of his shoes in the middle of the road and heard bells jingling in the woods. But that was it.
in the end, well, it ended up being something pretty innocuous, but it had everyone irritated nonetheless. These events, these clown events, were happening all across the country last year. Georgia, Pennsylvania, New York, and right here. Threatening clowns were dotting the countryside. A lot of people thought it was some kind of new cult. A lot thought it was some kind of political stunt. Some even thought it was the Russians capitalizing on their celebrated circus history. Here in town, there were all kinds of other inaccurate explanations, which I'm sure you've heard some of the kids elaborate on. And by the way, Timmy Smith was not abducted by a clown, he moved out of state. What actually happened was a small motion picture studio was preparing for the release of a low-budget film, Attack of the Killer Clowns, and as part of their marketing campaign, they had hired performers to dress as clowns and menace communities all across the country. A few of the performers took things too far, and one, our killer clown, took it upon himself to create the infamous Facebook page. Many of these performers got into a lot of trouble for this, and unfortunately, a lot of ne'er-do-well copycat youngsters looking to get a free day off school also got into a lot of trouble. But in the end, there was no boogeyman, Nothing lurking in the woods except some delinquent kids. Eventually, everything went back to normal, and everyone moved on with their lives. And eventually, the kids at school started inflicting their rumors upon each other again. And thus, the tale of the killer clown came to a close.
You're listening to the Active Roles radio program, local kids taking active roles in their communities through theater and the arts. Right and wrong, good and evil, heroes and villains, all binary concepts that leave little room for the gray area where most of us reside. So too is the quandary of the weird and the wonderful.
I am so excited! I've only had the ad up on Craigslist for 2 days, and I've already had 3 people want to hire me.
I'm amazed.
Thanks, Edie. Nice to know how much confidence you have in me.
Not amazed at your capability. You're fantastic at drawing. It only makes sense that you'd be a good makeup artist too. I'm amazed that in 2017 the patriarchy still has such a strong hold that there are people clamoring so desperately for such services that you're an overnight hit.
Supply and demand. Anyways, I think you're picturing the wrong clientele. These aren't the victories of the world obsessing over which shade of Revlon Red to wear out on their date with the football captain. My clients are interested in character development and authenticity. Kawaii cosplay is their main interest, and that I can supply.
You're quite the entrepreneur.
Hilarious.
Speaking of victory, looks like she's heading this way.
Are you still working on that sculpture she commissioned?
Yeah, but it's kind of taking a life of its own. I haven't been letting her see any progress in the last couple of weeks. I don't want to judge it until it's finished.
I would recommend getting on that. Halloween is less than a month away, and we need to start making our costumes soon or we'll never get finished in time. I should have my share of the money this week if these makeup gigs all work out.
I was thinking of taking this babysitting job. I just saw posted just in case the sculpture falls through. But the ad says 16 and older. I don't even turn 15 for another couple weeks.
You should totally let me do your makeup! I can make you look 20 if I have to.
Really? I don't know how I feel about that.
Do you want the job or not? You said yourself the sculpture isn't going well and you need the cash ASAP so we can get started on our costumes.
I guess. I was gonna go over to the address on the ad after school and apply in person. Do you want me to meet in the bathroom after the last spell and work on me there?
You got it! Kelly Sue to the rescue!
Hopefully she brought tweezers.
What?
Only kidding. So what's this I hear about the sculpture not going well?
No, nothing. I mean, it's fine. I'm just in the stage of creation where it's kind of messy. And I guess this is the heart and soul stage of the project. And it really shouldn't be interpreted in such a raw state, but I'm getting close.
The art show at the mall is next week. It needs to be entered. It needs to win. Greg is going to be there for his little brother's grade school entry, and I want him to see my sculpture.
I'm not sure Mr. Football Captain is capable of appreciating the difference between his brother's macaroni art and the Mona Lisa, let alone Edie's sculpture. I think you can relax.
For your information, Greg comes from a very artistic family. His mother is in the fashion industry.
She sells Lululemon and Jamberry off the internet.
And she has the highest sales in the district. Anyhow, I need that sculpture and it needs to be in the show. Do not let me down.
Yeah, you definitely need this babysitter job. I have a feeling this sculpture gig might not work out.
Okay, see you after school.
Later that day in the girls' bathroom.
Ow, ow! That burns. What is that stuff?
Mascara and liquid liner. Just relax and keep still or I'm gonna smear it.
Are we close to being done? I have a lot of homework tonight, and plus the cheerleaders' practice is almost over, and they're going to be coming in here to clean up when they're done, and I don't want to be in here when they get here. I don't want to have to explain what we're doing in here to Victory.
If I rush, you'll look like a kid in makeup. Is that what you want?
No, but if you're going to make me older, why are you using all these bright colors?
Never mind the colors. They work with your skin tone, and anyways, it's about blending. You're gonna look great.
Oh my god! What are you doing to her?
Kelly Sue, I want to see what you're doing.
No, look! I'm only halfway done. Of course it looks bad right now. I haven't blended anything yet.
It looks like clown makeup.
For your information, I modeled your look after Hatsune Miku, who is 16 and very mature. She wears a tie.
You look like a unicorn threw up on you.
Kelly Sue, this is awful. Did you bring anything to wash it off with?
Good luck! It's the high quality stuff used for cosplaying, so it stays on and looks good all day at cons. You'll have to use baby oil or something to get it off.
Come with me. I'll wash her finger paints off your face and apply some Kylie Jenner's new lip color kit. You'll look like a human in no time.
By all means, go with her if you want to look basic or on fleek or whatever they call it.
I just need to look a little older than I actually am. Basic is fine. I'm not looking to win the con costume competition.
Let's go, Edie. We don't have all day.
Sorry, Kelly Sue. If we want to get enough money for our Halloween costumes, then this is important. See you tomorrow.
Fine, have fun at Barbie's makeup station.
And a little later in Victory's bedroom.
I don't know if you're more of a Boy Crazy Blue or a Malibu Sunset. Ooh, what about Rodeo Red?
Like I told Kelly Sue, I just want to look a little older. I don't want to look like a fashion model any more than an anime character.
Okay, we should definitely go with Malibu Sunset then.
Sorry, that's my dad probably wondering why I'm not home yet.
Cool ringtone.
Actually, he's texting me about your sculpture. He needs to move it out of the garage so he can put the outdoor furniture away for the winter. He just wanted to check with me to make sure that he's putting it in a safe place.
I'm elated. So, tell me again why you want to look more mature?
Well, Kelly Sue and I are doing a group costume together for Halloween, and the materials we need are really expensive. So she's doing cosplay makeup for hire, and I'm going to get a babysitting job to supplement the fee from your sculpture. I was just worried about the sculpture alone wouldn't be enough, and a babysitting job says 16 and older, and I won't even be 15 until next month. But I've watched my cousins, and I know I can handle it, so...
So, you're going to lie. Great plan. And what, pray tell, is this fabulously extravagant costume idea that's costing you a small fortune to make?
Well, we're going as the 2 seasons, summer and winter, and I'm going to dress as...
What about spring and fall?
Well, that's the part of the costume. They're not there, no spring or fall, just summer and winter. The costume is designed to bring awareness about climate change.
You're serious.
So I'm going to dress as an underweight sad polar bear, and Kelly is going to be a palm tree, and we're building this desert island, and we're going to attach to a wagon, and the sad polar bear will desperately seek shade under the palm tree on the island. If we win first place at the Rec Center's costume contest, we're going to donate the $500 prize to the Green Climate Fund. Isn't that cool?
My dad says global warming is a hoax, and he's a scientist.
I thought your dad worked for the gas company.
He tests things for them. Malibu Sunset it is for the palm tree hugging polar bear. Here's the baby oil. Go wash that mess off your face, and then use this toner, and I'll have everything else ready when you come back.
Okay, thanks for helping me out. I know we don't...
Less talk, more washing, please. I have places to be this evening.
Right, sorry.
Must be poor old Papa needing more garage advice. Let's have a look. Moved your sculpture to the basement near the furnace, attaching a photo. Let me know if it looks safe there. Ooh, let's see what progress she's made, since she's so secretive. What? No. This cannot. She cannot. Ugh.
Everything all right?
Yes, just stub my toe. Take your time. Make sure you moved all the oil from your face. You're not gonna get away with this. Nobody makes me look like a Picasso from Space Monster and displays it all over the mall. Now, where did I put that Sharpie? Found it. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are. Let's speed this up a bit.
Wow, that toner tingles. I got a little in my eyes and they're really watering.
Good, come here, sit down, and try not to move.
Good?
Just good that you won't be wanting to stop to look in the mirror every 5 seconds. Close your eyes, it will burn less. You're going to look so good.
Outside the house from the ad.
All right, this is going to be awesome. I feel really good about this.
You don't have to stay if you have someplace to be. You've already done so much.
No, I want to stay and see how she reacts. So I know if we're successful or not. Plus, your eyes are still sore, so I don't want you to trip or fall down or anything.
Shh, someone's coming to the door. Hi, I'm responding to your ad for the babysitter. I've watched my younger cousins on and off for...
What is the meaning of this?
I'm not sure what you're...
Young lady, get Get out of here before I call the police.
The police? No, I'm here about the babysitting job. I don't know where
Mom, what's going on here?
Greg?
Greg!
Nothing, honey. I'm calling the police. Go back inside and watch your brother.
This is your house, Greg?
Oh, hi Vic. Yeah, Edie, is that you? What happened to your face?
What about my face? What's wrong with it? What'd you do?
Victory, did you do this to her?
She asked me to.
She asked you to draw all over her in black marker?
What? What'd she draw?
Well, for starters, one big stick figure stabbing one smaller stick figure with a knife, and across your forehead it says, I hate kids. And on your cheek, is that a Nazi symbol?
It was supposed to be an upside-down cross, but it's smeared.
Wow.
Victory, what's your problem? Why'd you have to do this to me?
Yeah, Vic, I'm pretty interested myself.
Why not, you little weirdo? You like pretending to be an artist and messing up other people's faces, so consider this a taste of your own medicine.
What are you talking about?
The sculpture!
You looked at my phone? What kind of jerk sleeps on someone else's phone?
The kind that doesn't want to look like an idiot at the art show. There's no way you are placing that monstrosity next to Justice's portrait, which is going to have everyone in town drooling over it.
Oh, so this is about your sister. I'm starting to get it now.
I told you it's not even close to being done. It'll have to be ready for the show, but there are still hours of working involved. But you know what? You've ruined this babysitting job for me, so you can forget about this sculpture. I quit.
Oh wow, what a real big loss.
Let me see that picture.
The reason why everyone loves Justice's portrait is because everyone loves Justice. She's nice to everyone and sticks up for people when others won't.
You have no idea what it's like to live with her. Or should I say, in her shadow. Justice is going to be valedictorian. Justice is going to be homecoming queen. Justice has been accepted to Harvard. Justice tutored kids after school. Justice got an award for community service. Justice gets to date all the good guys. I'm so sick of it. Nobody cared when I volunteered at that animal shelter and found a bunch of pet homes that otherwise would have been put down. Nobody cared when I got head cheerleader. Nobody cared when I was president of the student council. All in the shadow of Justice.
Didn't you pay a bunch of underclassmen to vote for you for student council?
Yeah, and the only reason you're head cheerleader is because you trash-talked your best friend all last year until she had a breakdown and quit the squad, or else she would have been the head.
Look, the thing with the animals was pretty cool though. Maybe if you did more stuff like that, people would start to take notice. I highly doubt Justice even knows you feel like this.
And that sculpture looks pretty cool. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of.
You're joking?
No, Justice's portrait is great, but there's nothing really unique or interesting about it. I think what Edie is making shows you as a complicated, complex person. That's pretty brave and kind of awesome.
I'm sorry about your face and the sculpture. I would be happy if you would continue to work on it. I'll even pay you enough that you don't have to worry about the babysitting job.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Well, let me explain things to my mom. Maybe I can change her mind. I think Tommy would really like you as a babysitter. In the meantime, why don't you both come inside and wash that junk off your face? You can't walk home like that.
Okay, thanks.
Come on in.
The next day at school.
You're kidding. So you got a raise from Victory and you got the babysitting job? Wow, that is not how I expected things to go.
Yeah, well, you don't know what I had to go through to make it happen. But now we should have enough money that we can afford to buy the completely sustainable materials to create the island and the costumes.
And I found out we can donate them to the community theater, so after we're done with them, they can be upcycled again.
That's awesome.
I'm still just amazed that Victory said all that stuff about her sister. Like, I know Justice seems like a pretty cool person, but I can't believe she goes through all that at home. I never would have imagined.
Yeah, her dad sounds like a total jerk. He's always putting her down and trying to create competition between her and Justice. And then on top of that, holds them both to these incredible, unreachable standards, and he's really close-minded, and anything that Victoria feels good about, he finds a way to bring her down. It's amazing how Justice is such a nice person after going through all of that.
Anyway, maybe now Victory and all her wonderful friends will let up a little bit.
We'll see. Even if not, at least now we know why she's this way.
And that's supposed to make it more tolerable?
In a way, yes, because now I have empathy for her. She's more human, not just that oppressive force.
I guess. Do you think we're more human to her?
Even if she can't show it, I think we are. Alright, Let's get this order started for our costumes. I have to be over at the Wilsons to watch Tommy in half an hour.
Okay, so I found this recycled cork flooring online that would totally work for the beach on the island. Or maybe even the trunk of the palm tree. What do you think?
Ooh, good idea. I was thinking of making the polar bear suit out of white plastic garbage bags. It'd be kind of noisy, but sends a definite statement.
Lessons learned, friendships forged, but can there ever really be a truce? Find out on the next episode of The Weird and the Wonderful. Today's program has been brought to you by Active Roles Theater Company with special support from the Martins Ferry Rec Center and your local community radio station. Julia Buck, Cortasia Hilson, Shyla Hayden, and Brooklyn Torres all play fictional versions of themselves in Attack of the Killer Clowns. Jude Cute plays Principal Douglas Aston. In The Weird and the Wonderful, Sarah Cameron plays Kelly Sue, Valerie Barnaba plays Edie, Callie Sika plays Victory, and Jude Cute plays Greg. Today's program was written, produced, and edited by Megan Simcox with the assistance of the students of the Active Roles Theater Company acting class. I'm Megan Simcox. Thanks for listening.